Good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, the 1st of April 2026, and the time now is 39 minutes past 12 p.m. in the afternoon. My name is Honest John, the son of John L. Sullivan, or Egan, or Aaron Gross, 6 foot 2, that is a fighting name, or Bo, or Marsh, or the Rugged Miller, and I'm a boxer, prize fighter, pugilist. So we're now in 2026, like I just said. I started working at a fast food restaurant from 2019 to 2024. 5 years. I was there for 5 years. I was there for 5 years, and I think it was in 2023, 3 years ago. There was a Brazilian manager there, a Brazilian manager in this fast food restaurant, Brazilian. She was pretty. She was pretty. Um, but I think we had different philosophy to life. I think she's got a different philosophical school of thought, different philosophy to mine. What was that different philosophy? I think it's how things are done, the way things are done in life. So I think there's people. I think she may be one of them that there's she may have been one of them that there's a certain way to do things, especially in the Western world, like in Europe and in the West, like in the United States of America. There's a certain way to do things. So there's a certain unwritten way of code of behavior or way of achievement that they believe you have to follow. And I kind of understand what they mean. I kind of understand it. But what I'm saying to them is in the real world, if it's survival, then survival, there's no rules of survival. There's no rules. There isn't because it's survival. You're no longer um in that element where they say, oh, there you got to do this, do that. So you go to school, you do well at school, so you take your examinations, you get good grades, and then you go to college, and you specialize in the subject, and then from there you go to university, get your A levels and degree. However, in survival, if you feel like you're disadvantaged from like coming from a poor background, or your parents are not were very well educated and successful, so you have to survive. So you're no longer going by that code, that unwritten code. So I think she doesn't understand this Brazilian woman. So anyway, I told her that my mother had dementia. That my mother's got, this is true. I told her my mother's got dementia. So I just told her because it just came out of my mouth. I just thought I should share it with her because it was just small talk, just making conversation. It was boring talking to her. So I thought just tell her anyway. I told her, and then I think it must have been maybe 2 weeks later, she came out of the office and she said to me, "How's your mother?" And I looked at her like I'm looking at the camera, looking at her like I'm thinking I'm standing there, I'm blank now. I'm thinking she asked me, "How's your mother?" Something. Well, you come out of the office, she sat down. There's three steps, 3 4 steps in the restaurant. We're on the ground floor, so she come out. She sat down. She said, "How's your mother?" So I'm thinking, well, where did that come from? Where did that come from? Me, it's like, what are you going on about? What do you mean, how's my mother? I mean, she's gone straight to how's your mother. So normally, like I'm Afro Caribbean, I'm not British, I'm not a Viking. I don't descend from the Vikings. So in Afro Caribbean, in the Caribbean, we would say, okay, it wouldn't be just the first thing we would say, how's your mother? Or we could do. But the fact that she's female and I'm male, which is neither here nor there, she came straight out and said, how's your mother? So I'm thinking, well, is there no build up to it? So I would expect her to say, well, how are you? How you doing? How's it all going? How's your day been? Or how's the work going? Or things like that. Then gone to it, or she could have cracked a joke or said something funny or humorous. I'd laugh with her, and then she'd say, "Oh, by the way, how's your mother doing?" So like, there's a like break the ice. She didn't break the ice. She went straight to how's your mother. So I'm thinking, well, that's a bit suspicious, a bit rude, and she was rude.